There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt and Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla. Not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
If you're Looking to take your home or business to the next level? Then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Never a dull moment, is there? There's never a dull moment in a life of a Miami Dolphins fan. Welcome aboard on a Sunday where I had no idea I was going to do a show, but we are here. First of all, thanks to all of you. Please smash the hell out of the like button, and also make sure you tell me the audio is good before I start going, because I'm flying solo. Sean is off, so I'm doing all of this on my own. So obviously I want to make sure before I start ranting and raving and addressing the news. Are we good? Are we good? Excellent. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As always, don't forget you can support the channel by making a super chat like Rick D. Man already did. You can also make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can also make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. I see Bitcoin's moving a little bit this morning, which is good. And of course, you can visit our merchandise shop. We've got the shirts, the hats, all kinds of good stuff. And you can visit, of course, our amazing sponsors. We have great sponsors like Cutter's Edge Pro, like Caneswear, like Toyota of Hollywood, like Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. You know, there's a lot of great R&M construction and drywall. They can help you out also. One of our listeners already called R&M, which is fantastic. So there you go. Lots of ways to support our show. That's the only way Sean and I survive. All right. So anyway, thank you all out there as always. Let's see. The announcement from Ian Rappaport, I'll read it to you directly. Ian Rappaport says that Tua Tagovailoa does not plan to retire whatsoever. In the tweet that he put out a couple of hours ago, Tua Tagovailoa has no plans to retire. He's already begun seeing concussion specialists and will continue to do so, but there is no timeline to return. Tua will be back when he and his doctors deem him healthy and ready. So we have no timetable. We don't know yet who the Dolphins are going to sign, if they're going to sign Now, this also puts a wrench into who you sign, because let's say you want to go after Joe Flacco, okay? And Joe says, well, yeah, call me when you need me. I'm not going to go there to sit down and wait. You know what I'm saying? Although maybe if they offer him enough money, he'll come so he can learn the offense and all that kind of stuff. You're going to do something like that. The Brady thing is fun to talk about. You know, there's no reality in it because he has to, you know, sell the Raiders and all that. It's crazy shit. But, I mean, anything can happen, right? Stephen Ross is filthy rich. He could tell him, hey, man, just get rid of the Raiders thing. Come back over here. I'll give you a piece of the Dolphins. You know, you could do all kinds of crazy shit like that, right? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know the legalities behind it. That would be like the only crazy move that would be worth it, to be quite honest. So this now creates all kinds of problems. And it could also be glorious. You know what I mean? First of all, we all want Tua to be healthy and to be happy and to live a full life, correct? Okay. All right. Now it's out of our hands. It's out of your hands. It's out of my hands. We can say all of that, but, you know, listen, if you're a tightrope walker and you fall and you hurt yourself and you break all kinds of, hey, man, you know, maybe you shouldn't think about it, but you're going to get back up on the tightrope again. Okay, so I can't do anything at this point now. I can tell you I wish you the best, but if, you know, you want to keep swimming in the shark's pool, you go ahead, bro. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying here now. We all want him to be healthy and happy and be a father and a husband and all of that, but he has to want to do that too. Two women in Tom Brady's life wanted him to be a husband and a father too, and he effed up those two, right? So you could want something for someone. I want Tua to be happy and healthy, but does Tua choose to be happy and healthy? Because apparently he's only happy if he's on the field, right? So now we go to, I mean, there's so many levels to this that we're going to talk about. I'm going to try to get you out before 1 o'clock. But there's so many levels to this that is, you know, there's a lot of this that is disturbing. There's a lot of this that is incredibly risky. And very little of this is actually worth it, to be quite honest. Very little of this is actually worth it, because we're asking for something that I don't know if it could ever happen. First of all, we have to decide, what does Tua want to do? And apparently, Tua doesn't give a shit about himself. Oh, by the way, for those of you that question his toughness, again, I don't know if you're going to question it. I mean, you got to be a moron to question his toughness. It doesn't matter what injury he suffers. I got dogs in here. It doesn't matter what injury he suffers, right? He's going to continue. Hips, ankles, he'll put titanium rods in them. Doesn't matter the concussions, he's going to continue. So he's Jordan Reed, right? He's Steve Young, right? I've lived all of these things. I've watched these things live and in person. I've watched these people that have chosen to continue this path. So we can no longer say, well, you know, do the smart thing. Tua does not want to do the smart thing. He doesn't want to slide. He doesn't want to run out of bounds. He doesn't want to stop playing. So I don't know. You know, the question is, where does Tua Tagovailoa want to go? I don't have any concerns about him throwing a football. None. I think he's elite at that level. But I'm not worried about that part. You can't get there if you can't stay on the field, if you can't play with intelligence. It's interesting. Today is Dan Marino's birthday. And happy birthday to Dan Marino. Okay? Happy birthday, Dan. And as a guy that watched Dan Marino and watched Drew Brees and watched Tom Brady and watched Peyton Manning and watched Joe Montana, I watched all these guys. I watched every down of them. Every down in college, every down in their NFL careers. I never saw them put a shoulder into somebody twice. Maybe they did it once by accident because they had no choice and they had to dive for a first down. Or it must have been a desperate situation. Tua Tagovailoa has done it twice in just the last couple of years because he thinks he's a football player. Dan Marino had no doubt about what he was. And so did Drew Brees, and so did Bob Greasy, and so did Joe Montana, and so did Tom Brady, and so did Peyton Manning. None of these guys were going to hold the ball for 5 seconds. None of these guys are going to play Superman. None of these guys are putting shoulders into people. None of these guys are walking back to the sideline after coming back from a concussion, put a shoulder into somebody to then tell the coach, oh, I needed that. No, you don't, dumbass. So the question is, really, Tua Tagovailoa, have you learned a goddamn thing? Have you, my brother? Because we're like I said, we're done with sympathy. You've got third-degree burns. You've been a fireman. You want to continue going into the fire? Well, I can only tell you, hey, man, all right, whatever. You want to keep breaking bones, jumping cars and buses and all, but you want to keep doing it? Well, okay, bro. Good luck to you. You want a building jump and all that? Those, I forgot what that shit is called, where they jump from balcony to balcony and roofs and all kinds of shit, and they fall and hit themselves and break all kinds. But if you want to continue to do that, well, I can't pray for you anymore. I can't protect you. I can't say, hey, don't do the stupid thing anymore because you continue to do the stupid thing. Right? That's what you're doing. So I can't help you anymore now. I can't give you any good advice anymore. So the only thing I can tell Tua Tagovailoa now is, dude, do you want to be a quarterback in the NFL? Do you? Does anybody ever get in his face and flat out say, yo, dude, hey, brother, you're not a football player. You're not a fucking running back, dude. When the hell are you going to learn that you are not built for contact? Has anybody told him that? Does he realize that? Because if he doesn't realize this, we're all wasting our time. We are. We're all wasting our time. He's wasting his time, and he's just headed for more medical issues. So the real question is, when is Tua Tagovailoa going to learn a goddamn thing about NFL physical football? When's he going to learn that he is the weakest link in physical football? When will he realize that he's fragile? When will he realize that he can't handle any contact? That he is physically soft? When does he realize that? Because Marvin Harrison knew it from day one. Ted Ginn, and we're the stupid ones, because this moron right here said, oh, Ted Ginn, come on, you wussy. Don't run out 2 yards. Take on that guy. And he was a smart one. But I learned now that, hey, that's not the smart thing to do anymore. It might be smart if you're Derrick Henry, because you're going to deliver the punishment. But Tua Tagovailoa couldn't deliver punishment in high school. Understand that. A high school defensive player will break Tua Tagovailoa in half. Does he realize that? Does somebody tell him that? Does somebody tell him, yo, brother, hey, brother, we're changing the back of your name to Fragile, handle with care? When will he realize that? Because we're all wasting time, and he's wasting brain cells and his family and all that other stuff. None of this means anything at all. All we're doing is going on a vicious cycle, because Tua Tagovailoa is not very bright when he gets onto the football field. He's a smart kid, but once he gets onto the football field, he plays stupid football. Because he thinks he has a body. So when is he going to realize that he must play in bubble wrap? When will he realize? And, I saw the J.J. Watt thing, and it sounds really nice and good. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he doesn't know where the marker is. Bro, the marker is a defender. JJ. That's your marker. He's not entitled to be a football player. He's not entitled to be a hero. You know why? His body can't cash the checks he's trying to write. He's the Art Schlichter of physical football. Art Schlichter used to write fake checks for a living. For those of you youngins that have no idea, Tua writes fake checks on the football field because he thinks he's a football player. That's really the question. So when will Tua Tagovailoa learn? Because if he's not going to learn, this is useless. Now, let me explain something. The Dolphins have no choice here. They have to go by whatever he says. They can't force him to retire because then they'll be forced to pay a lot more money. Right? So they have to let him go through the process, suffer as many injuries as he wants and concussions until he quits, until the doctors tell him he can't play, and then you're free of your responsibilities. So they're stuck. They're stuck like Chuck, as they say. Now, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. If Tua realizes from here on out, no contact whatsoever, I must avoid contact as much as possible. I will never take on a tackler again. Maybe he can play for a while. Maybe until an offensive lineman makes a mistake, and then there's a free man, and the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? And then here's where, and here's where I'm going to play with your emotions. You're going to play with your own emotions, and you're going to play with your selfishness and everything. Right now, are you ready to play in the selfish zone? Ready? Ready? In all kinds of ways, the selfishness is going to come into this. The selfish zone. And you could go in many directions in the selfish zone. It's interesting. So the selfish zone says, oh, no, come back. We need him. There is no one else. The silly, like the stupidness of Tom Brady or Ryan Tannehill, a guy that has no accuracy, going to come here. Or Flacco or whatever. Look, Brady, okay, that was the one thing that if you can go through all the craziness, which sounds crazy, but if you could do it, that would be like the only thing because of the talent and everything else. Maybe, just maybe you can make something out of it. Anyone else, you're not getting to the playoffs. You're not going to do anything except ruin your draft position. So now get greedy, get selfish. Are you ready, Dolphins fan? Oh, I need Tua to come back. We have no other quarterback. It's the only way we can win. Selfish. Or you can be selfish the other way. And you can say, wait a minute, dude. No, man, I've been through this already. We tanked for Tua. We need him to retire so we can tank after Tua. and get a quarterback right now. We got one win right now. We got 15 games left. Let's tank. Let's put ourselves in position for another quarterback. Why? Because if Tua Tagovailoa continues to play like Tua Tagovailoa wants to play, 7, 8, 10 games from now, you won half of them, you won whatever, you're midway through the thing, and he suffers another concussion, and then he retires. And then you're what? SOL. Shit out of luck. You're in the middle of the draft again, you're out of the quarterback race, and you lost your quarterback. Selfish. Which way do you want to go, Dolphins fan? Do you want to be selfish that you want Tua on the field to possibly win games because he's the only guy that can actually win games for you? You have no one else. Skylar Thompson's not going to win a game for you. Tim Boyle's not going to win a game for you. And no one that's available in free agency is even going to get you to the playoffs. All they're going to do is what? Ruin your draft position. So which way do you want to get selfish? Which way do you want to get selfish? That's the question. The Dolphins couldn't be in a more screwed up position than they are right now. I love the kid. You guys know it. I believe in Tua, the passer. The passer. But I've talked about this for several years now, right? This kid doesn't learn. He wants to hold on to the ball. And we talked a little bit about it in the offseason. Losing the weight, is he going to take chances? And there he is. Thinking he's a football player. Thinking he's a running back. It's amazing. He works in the same building with Dan Marino, and he didn't learn a goddamn thing. Isn't that amazing? Like, you watch Marino. Did you really watch Marino? Did you go watch his tapes? Because he threw the ball away within 2-3 seconds. If nobody was, he wasn't hanging onto the ball for 4 or 5 seconds. And I'm sorry, did you watch Marino ever put like shoulders into people? Did you really watch Marino? Because that's kind of what it was, you know? Did you watch Peyton Manning? Did you watch Tom Brady? When is Tom Brady putting shoulders into people? I just, it's baffling to me how Tua thinks he can play one way, and there's no freaking chance he could play like that. And yet he puts his body, his life, and his family at risk every single time. So really, it's all up to Tua Tagovailoa. Will you learn, dude? Will you learn ever? Will you learn? That's the real problem with Tua Tagovailoa. His ass will not learn that he cannot put shoulders into people. And if you're going to do that, then you've got no hope. That's the problem with this situation. The situation has no hope if your franchise quarterback continues to play at the way he's playing. It really is amazing to me how he doesn't get it. So that's where we stand now. It's really all up to Tua. You know? It's really all up to Tua. By the way, you are coming up to 1 o'clock. Hialeah Park's got the no regret first bet. You make your bet, you get $100. So use the QR code right there. You see, go to the Hialeah Park website, sign up through there. If you already have a Hard Rock account, because this is teamed up with the Hard Rock, use a different phone number or email so you can get your $100 no regret first bet. So that's where we stand right now with Tua. It's all up to him. And then here's the other problem that I have. Now I have an official problem. It was kind of like an issue. Now it's a problem. Mike McDaniel's not the coach. He proved to me the other night, folding like a cheap tent, and doing stupid shit constantly. Mike McDaniel is nothing more than a play designer. He doesn't even belong as an offensive coordinator. He is not a leader of men. I saw a man that, I watch a guy get injured yesterday, right? And, Mario Cristobal walks over, and it's stoic, bro. It's stoic. It's nothing phases me. What am I doing next to overcome? That's Mario. And I watched a panicked, like I told you, he looks to me like the kid that steals his dad's Ferrari. And then once he gets behind the wheel, he realizes, oh shit, this thing's got some power and I can't handle it. And here comes myself wrapping myself around a tree. Wham. And that's what Mike McDaniel looks to me like. They handed him a Ferrari and he should be driving a Bug. And I'm talking about like a 75 Bug. I don't even think he should drive a new Bug. That might be too fast for him. Okay? To me, that's my bigger issue now, is that this head coach is a failure. This guy's a play designer. This guy can't coach you out of a paper sack. This guy doesn't know how to adjust. This guy really doesn't know how to respond. He's still too young here. Not on the age side. He's old enough that he could have it, but he doesn't have it. Nothing about Mike McDaniel says he has it. He's just a nice guy that we like him, and he's very likable, and he's a good human being, and he understands play designs, but he doesn't know how to call a game. He couldn't call a game if his fucking life depended on it. So he's not going to bail you out of anything here. That's one thing. There ain't no Spo here. There's no Shula here. There's no Jim Larinaga here. Nothing, bro. Nothing. I don't see anything from Mike McDaniel that tells me he's a legit type of coach in the NFL. Nothing whatsoever. He is an assistant, is what he is at best. Okay? Like a position assistant. He has no business being a coordinator, and my God, he cannot be a head coach in this league. That I've already seen it. This is a guy that the Chargers embarrassed, and he didn't have an answer till a year later. I need you to answer as a head coach on the next series, in the next quarter, in the next half. You better have a freaking answer and a counterpunch. This guy has no counterpunch. He has to go back into the drawing room and then go think about it. And it's like he's answering a damn question on the podium that he has to think about it. Mike McDaniel Tua's problem is that he thinks he's a football player, so he puts himself in constant trouble. Mike McDaniel's problem is that he can't coach, dude. He can't even put people in positions to be successful. He can't put his quarterback. You know what it is to make your quarterback throw it to Robbie Chosen and to Grant DuBose in key moments in a game that you desperately need to turn the page. And you're selling me Grant DuBose and Robbie Chosen. Are you out of your mind, bro? In fact, why would you even bring Robbie Chosen back? It's disgusting. The coaching job, the most insulting thing that goes on constantly is Mike McDaniel's lack of intelligence, lack of common sense, lack of creativity, because it's boring, the shit that he does at times. It's the same shit over and over again. It's almost predictable, all the crap that he's starting to do now. And it's just one of his players that escapes and does something amazing. He's not amazing, dude. He doesn't know how to coach this thing. It's just I'm tired of Mike McDaniel. I have given up on Mike McDaniel. That Thursday night is all I needed. I'm done with Mike McDaniel. They hired the wrong person. Okay? That's it. Anybody that puts Robbie Chosen and Grant Dubose in that position, in that game, in that moment, doesn't deserve to be a Miami Dolphins head coach, doesn't deserve to be an offensive coordinator. All the penalties, the constant mistakes, his team is constantly unprepared. I'm tired of Mike McDaniel. So in the end, Tua can come back and ball and all that, but Mike McDaniel is going to find a way to fuck it up. He's going to find a way to ruin it for your players. He's going to find a way to kill the momentum of anything that's going on because he does not have a feel for the game. He is one of the worst game day coaches I have ever seen in my entire life. And brother, I'm going to be 58 years old in, 2 weeks. It's September 15th. October 1st, I will be 58 years old. And rarely have I ever seen a head coach on a sideline that is more inept than that guy. And he's smart. He's smart. He's a smart guy. But wow, football-wise, game day, he is as dumb as it gets. And Tua Tagovailoa, smart guy. But on the field, wow, my brother, stop playing stupid football. So if you're going to come back, are you going to come back to play smart or are you going to come back to play stupid? A message for Tua, if you want out there. Tua, you plan to come back? That's fantastic, dude. Nobody roots for you more than I do. Okay? But if you're going to come back, why don't you do a service to the team and the front office and the people that believe in you and the fan base? Take care of yourself, bro. You owe it to them, right? I don't know if you want to play because you want to try to make as much money as possible. I don't know if you want to play because you're a psycho. But if you're going to play, then you know what you owe your fans. You know what you owe your coaching staff. You know what you owe your players? To play responsible, not to play irresponsible. And so, the word selfish, like I gave you guys the opportunity. It's time for Tua to stop being selfish. It's time for Tua to start being selfless. He's selfless off the field with the Tua Foundation, all kinds of stuff. On the field, he needs to think about Tua Tagovailoa. He needs to protect himself so he can protect his wife, so he can protect his kids, so he can protect his team, so he can protect the game, so he can pick up wins. But if you're going to keep putting shoulders into people, if you're going to keep holding the ball for 4 or 5 seconds, then you are a crazy, selfish son of a bitch that will end up on another gurney on the way to the hospital, and it's over, and the Dolphins won't win anything with you playing like that. And you won't win anything, and you won't finish out your career. You'll have no shot at a Super Bowl. You'll have no shot at a Hall of Fame. You'll have no shot at the Ring of Honor. You'll have no shot at anything if Tua Tagovailoa continues to play the way he has played football in this league for the last 4 years. So when you want to start playing like Marino and Manning and Brady and Breeze, then we can say now you're being responsible. But if you're going to continue to be irresponsible Tua, stupid Tua, that's going to go out there thinking he's some kind of football player, then you will continue to pay the ultimate price with your body and your mind. Okay? There's one thing for sure, brother. You are incredibly susceptible to concussions.
That hit from 1 to 10 was a 1 or maybe a 2. That was a soft-ass hit by NFL levels. I have seen thousands and thousands and thousands of hits. The one you took from Michael Brockers, way worse than that. Way worse than that. Everybody remember the one with Michael Brockers? Yeah. The one he took there, he broke the ribs and the knuckle? Worse than that. Way worse than that. He's taken a bunch of hits that are worse than that. And you got concussed from that? That's some scary shit. So if you haven't learned that you're not a football player, you're just a passer. Just like Marino, just like Brady, just like Manning. Just passers. And there's nothing wrong with that. I never wanted Marino to run. I'm sure Colts fans and Broncos fans didn't want Peyton Manning to run. And I'm sure Patriots fans were, stay there, Tom. Make the living from the pocket and get rid of the football. It's magical how you can really last in the league by reading, reacting, and throwing the ball. But if you want to keep putting your shoulder into people, then we can't help you. We can all pray. We can all hope for the best, but you don't want the best, bro. You want to play stupid football. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And, of course, you can make a Bitcoin donation. Hateful Steve is in the house with the love on Venmo. Thanks for doing a Sunday show. I'm concerned for the future of the team. And if Tua drags out the inevitable, we're going to set back for so many seasons to come unnecessarily. Exactly. Steve gets what I'm talking about. If you play stupid football and you end up winning 6-7 games and you get concussed again, we lost the draft position. There's a quarterback class that's coming out this year. It's pretty good. Miami could tank right now and be in the middle of that. And Steve is right. And then he doesn't retire, and then you got to also pay and all that. And this ties you up with money, and then this ties you up with the quarterback, and it ties you up with this problem, and you can't move forward. So the decision that Tua is making now, it has to be impeccable. He has to play completely different than how he's played for 4 years now. He did it last year. I thought he figured it out because I said it 2 years ago when everybody said to retire. I said, no, he doesn't need to retire. He needs to get rid of the football. But we just saw it. He refuses to do what he's supposed to do. So, Steve, I'd love to say you're wrong because I love telling you you're wrong because it's fun. I love you, but it's fun. But when you're right, you're right. And you're 1,000% right. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin donation also. Or Ethereum too, by the way. All right, let's get to the Super Chats. Let's start off here. You got to be patient with me. Rick D. Man, Tua is going to give me anxiety every Saturday. Shaking my head, yes. Shaking my damn head. Rick, I have it too, bro. I've never been more dejected in my life than this. Nothing. I've been depressed with Dolphin football because there's a lot of shit for us to be depressed over the last 25, 30 years. There's a lot of crap that's gone on. Even Marino's Achilles didn't get me this depressed. You know that? Because I know that Marino is going to come back. And okay, it was depressing for that year, but I also have, I have Shula and I have, it's different, like when you have adversity and you have Spoelstra, it's different, dude. When you have Shula and Spoelstra, it's like you lost your arm in the middle of a boxing match and you can't use it, but you still find a way to win with one. Didn't Roy Jones Jr. do that one time? that he like broke his hand and couldn't use his hand and he won a fight with one arm or something like that's the kind of shit. But do we have that coach? No, we don't, dude. We have some guy that looks like he's hanging out with Wiz Khalifa and Spicoli. I had to get the two generations involved because old people may not know who the hell Wiz Khalifa is. They'll know Spicoli. So stoner, old stoner, new stoner. Mattel Dulio. Why extend Ramsey and not pay Wilkins? I'm good with the Wilkins is not a pass rusher, my brother. I'm good with that one. So I'm not worried about that one. True Finn fan. Thank you for the love in the super chat. Knew he wouldn't retire. Don't know what to think. It leaves you baffled because if he's going to come back to play the way he's played, we're spinning wheels here. All we're doing is waiting for another concussion, and his career is done. Dr. Ronald Katz. Yes, sir. There he is. Irresponsible on his part, and Dolphins allow it. Well, Dolphins have to allow it. They fiscally have to allow it. If they force him to retire, then they have to pay the $140 million. He can negotiate and win most of that. They have to let him call the shots so they can reclaim as much money as possible. So it has to go this way. It has to go the painful route. We had to kind of like maybe pray that Tua is thinking of his health and his family and he retires. Now we have to pray that Tua wants to play, but for once in his life, play like he played last year for the rest of his career. And maybe, just maybe. But we have to go down this path. We have no choice. The Dolphins have no choice. They have to let him make that decision. They cannot try to force him out because if you try to fire him or push him out, then the cap hits are going to take, the dead cap hits over the next couple of years will be brutal. You have to let him play this out, unfortunately. True Fin fan, regardless, we must start drafting QBs. Yes, you are right. But now you're going to be drafting later in the first round because you're going to win some games. If he plays, you're going to win games. Guaranteed you're going to win games. And if he plays smart, you can really win some games. I mean, that's the only light at the end of the tunnel. If the kid, for once in his life, figures out that he's not a tough guy. Not physically, not a tough guy. True Fin fan, again, he will get concussed again. I'm sure of it. Sucks. Of course, you saw that hit was nothing. That was a nothing hit to get concussed from. A nothing hit. For you to get concussed with that, why? Because they slow-moed it? Come on, man. Leon Fresco, thank you for the love in the super chat. Tua auditioning for a role of Billy Bob in Varsity Blues. If he plays, he needs Steve Grogan neck brace and guardian cap. Yep. Yeah. Can't argue with that. Leon, thank you for the super chat. A-Rod, it seems like this season is a wash. I'm not ready to completely give up on the season because Tua could, maybe he gets smart. I don't know. Maybe he understands that collisions is something he needs to avoid. And if that's the case, then we got a break. But if he doesn't, Dolphin fans are screwed all over the place, unfortunately. Let me see, what do we got here? I'm trying to work to the next super chat. Thank you all out there. Remember, Cash App or Venmo. We tell you Cash App or Venmo because we get 100% of the donation on Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Here we get 70% because stinking YouTube takes 30%. John Geeb is the next one. What doctor is going to sign off on this? Scary, truly. Well, Jordan Reed had like 9 concussions. They kept signing off on it. So, and here's the other thing. So maybe one doctor doesn't clear him. So he doesn't hear what he wants to hear. And he goes to find the next opinion. And the next opinion clears him. And so now, it's my echo chamber. This is what I want to hear. This is also the thing that we're dealing with. Cosa Nostra, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. What should be the bigger concern, Big O, McD or Tua? Both. Well, how strange is this? That's a nice question. Tua, there's a little hope. If he gets smart and stop playing like like he thinks he's a football player and he just is a passer, good. There's no hope for McD. None. I'm done with him. He's not a head coach. He's not a head coach. He's a play designer. He's not even an offensive coordinator. That guy, I saw him fold like a cheap 10 on Thursday night. That's not a head coach. That's not a leader of men. That's not a CEO. That's not a general. Nothing, dude. Nothing. Go watch Mario Cristobal. Our only concern with Mario Cristobal is game day decisions. You ever worry about that guy flinching at anything? You ever worry about that guy panicking on anything? Hell no. Because we all know Mario Cristobal from when he was a player all the way through. That's a man's man. We all know it. The only question on his ass was, bro, what's going on game day? What are these decisions you're making? And that's it. And now we're watching. He's got the talent, and his team's playing, tight. They're playing smart football. They played a Ball State team and treated them like Ball State yesterday. That tells me you've got their concentration. Their heads aren't getting too big and all that. I look at Spo, and Wade could go out for the season or anything. And brother, it is stoic. We have enough. We're gonna figure it out. Well, you never have a doubt with Spo. You could say, bro, how's he gonna get it done? But you're gonna go, if anybody can get it done, it's that guy. And when we had Shula here, we said, yeah, no, bro, he can win. He can win with Doug Peterson. He can win. Oh, Jim Jensen's coming in. No, he'll finish the game with Jim Jensen. Oh, Stroker's coming in or Morrow. Oh, God, yeah, we got a victory. Think about that. We used to say the backup would come in and Don Struck. No problem, bro. We got this. That guy, what I saw the other day from Mike McDaniel, that was embarrassing, dude. I saw a teenager folding, panicking, that he broke his mother's crystal while they were out on a trip and he was in a party in his house. It's football. If football is like war, McDaniel's a Boy Scout. Yeah. XRP Plumbing. John Gruden, head coach. Cam Ward, quarterback next season. What do you think? Yeah, I don't think there's any shot that that'll happen. I don't know about the Cam Ward one, but the John Gruden one, I can tell you that one's not going to happen. Let's see. Ronnie Katz, the great Ronnie Katz is in the house. Boca jaw surgery, folks. If you're looking for any kind of reconstruction, my man, right there, Dr. Ronald Katz can get it done. Tua wises up. He's listening to the show and perhaps defies odds and has a great season. Who is our next offensive coordinator? I don't know if we're able to get an offensive coordinator while you have this guy in place. That's the thing. Manny J. Snow is in the house. Big O, good day to you. I root for Tua in his recovery. However, don't the Dolphins have to do what's right for the Dolphins at some point? Yeah, but they like I told Ronnie before, they have no choice, my brother. They cannot push him out. If they push him out, then they're liable for the rest of the money. They have to let the process play out. He has to push himself out in order for them to free up cap space. If they don't, if they try to push him out or kick him out, then you're going to lose cap space and flexibility over the next couple of years. It's a catch-22 that is brutal, dude. Brutal. Joe Mama. I like that one. More worried about team play than QB position. Well, that's thanks to your coach. Your coach is the one that is the reason why you're afraid of the team play, my friend. So yeah, I don't blame you on that one. I get it. And thank you out there for the super chats. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. They go question when he comes back, will there be defensive NFL players here not wanting to tackle him? And it could be their fault in their minds why he's crippled. There could be a guy or two that might let up a little bit. And there could be some other guys that will be looking forward to putting him out of his misery and be the guy that took Tua Tagovailoa out of the NFL. You think Harrison or Vontaze Burfict are going to worry about those kind of things? No shot, dude. Not that those two are in the league, but what I'm saying is players like that, and they still exist, they're going to want to take Tua out. If Milano's playing from the Bills, you think Milano's going to let up? No. Again, you and I can want whatever we want for Tua, and we pray for him like we have the last couple of days, but he wants to play. We can't do anything else. That's it, bro. That's it. You know, you broke 8 bones in your body. The car was going 220 miles an hour, and you went right into the wall. And you recovered, and now you want to get back in the car? Well, hey, bro, I can't do anything about it. This is what you want to do? Well, you know the risks. You know you could get Alzheimer's and dementia and suicidal thoughts, and you could end up being a vegetable, and you could end up, your wife could end up taking care of you for the rest of your life, and all those, all that kind of shit is at risk with head trauma. Can't do anything about it now. This is what he wants to do. The real question is, Tua Tagovailoa, will you choose to play a smart football game, or will you continue to be stupid out there? Stupid has not helped you. Stupid gets your hip blown up. Stupid gets your 2 ankles blown up. Stupid gets you concussed over and over and over again. Stupid, by running into people, also gets you concussed. When are you going to stop being stupid? When are you going to do the smart things that Marino and Breeze and Manning and Brady did their entire careers? From day one, they were never stupid. From day one, they never took on defenders. From day one, they weren't trying to outrun defenders. From day one. From day one, those guys weren't holding the ball 5 seconds. Never. And they suffered injuries because the game is brutal enough as it is. But you also want to add to it? I mean, I can't help you, dude. I can't help you. I can't help you. I love you. I want you to win. I want you to succeed. But you can't help yourself. You can't help yourself, dude. Rod Romero, thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. I appreciate it very much. It is surprising that much of the team was unfocused, including Tua with this stupid pick 6 and head first run, and after 4 days of rehashing and whining about Tyreek's nonsense. Yep. Yes, sir. I mean, it's baffling to see some of the shit that's gone on. I'm with you, man. It's frustrating as hell. And thank you for the Venmo, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Let me go to the next super chat. I know Joe Mama was last, so we go to True Fin Fan next. Why wasn't Paul in the lineup after Armstead? They went with Kendall Lamb. Overall, Kendall Lamb played well last year, but I don't know what to tell you, Eric Eskander, thank you for the love on the super chat, sir. When Tua returns, do you think he will still try to run for a first down? If not, will this change the play calling? Dude, it's not about running for a first down. It's about sliding. It's about avoiding contact. Yes, I think he can run for first downs. Tua can play the game. but don't actually think you're a football player and want to take it to the next level. That's not who you are, dude. Take the 3 yards. And again, J.J. Watt, all love, all respect. I get what you're trying to do, trying to play both sides and trying to make it. That's not my job. My job is to be brutally honest about it. Okay? There's no marker for Tua. The marker, there's a defender, I slide. That's it. That's his marker. There's no marker, I'm a football player, I'm going to put a shoulder into. No. That's not an option. So that's where J.J. Watt and anybody else is wrong. Tua Tagovailoa cannot do those things. Okay? He is not built for that. So he can't do that. So you're wrong, J.J. Watt. So when he sees defender, he gets down. That's what he needs to do. Well, I saw that and I go, that's really cute. That's really cute, but that's for Cam Newton that can put a shoulder into somebody and put them on their ass. That's not what you do when you're Tua Tagovailoa. And you're concussion and injury prone. The last thing you do is start putting shoulders into people. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Yeah, Pete Carroll's not coming here, bro. They're remember, here's the one more thing before, but the other angle I gotta handle here. One more thing. This is very treacherous for the front office because they got to draft their own quarterback, and now the quarterback unfortunately cannot stay healthy. That's a problem for them. They got to hire their second head coach. There's, as much as I like McKenzie and Allen and Greer, I think they're fantastic overall. They have made some mistakes. And this is a risk that they took that has now exploded on them. The quarterback thing. Yeah, he can play, but he can't stay healthy. And the head coach, I hate to say it, but they have failed 2 times in a row in hiring a head coach. So firing the head coach, getting rid of the quarterback, all of that will be a detriment to this front office. So Tua coming back kind of helps them in a way. I'm just being honest. This is something that is bad for everybody because the Tua thing has so many things that are tied to it. Because if you're stuck with the Tua problem for the next couple of years and cap issues, then you can't bring in another quarterback. There is nobody really that can save you. You can't really draft somebody because you're going to be out of that loop because you're going to fall already. If Tua plays, you're going to win some games. So you're going to fall into the middle of the draft. You're going to be set back for several years. The Tyreek contract will be a disaster because there's nobody to throw him the ball. The Waddle contract becomes a disaster because there's nobody to throw him the ball. You paid Ramsey. You're no good anyway, so what's he helping you? All this money you spent, none of it is being put to use because you don't have the one player and you don't have the coach. Yeah, this is disastrous, dude. This is disastrous. So we need Tua to come back and play super smart. And somehow we need the stars to align and all that, because if it doesn't happen, oh my God, it is going to be hell here. And we've been through lots of hells, but we're kind of tired of it. It's tough, man. This is a brutal situation to be in as a Miami Dolphins fan. Sucks. All right, folks, we're out of here. I'm going to go watch some football and relax. Frustrated, depressed. It's tough. Now we just got to hope for the best and hope that for the first time in his life, Tua Tagovailoa finally learned how he has to play the game of football at the NFL level. See you Monday morning.